Welcome back to Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classic Less Known Classic. This is episode number 2726 and Doubleshot 2620. Two DC books here. First, discussing the first half of this short-lived series from the 1990s. We have Extreme Justice. We're first discussing this video. We're only discussing issues 0 through 9. Now, the group himself was not called Extreme Justice. They're just Justice League. Now, they don't fight the first regular bad guy in the book in issue 6. Yes, so as seen the cover, this is the lineup. Booster Gold in a bulky armor, which later when he pops some Superman, he gets back to his virtual classic look that the Androcos gave back in the 80s. To take over Blue Beetle. Maxima, Amazing Man, and led by Captain Atom. And also they bring over, this group was a splinter group from the Justice League America comic. Yes. Now, this book brought over the writer of Justice League America comic. This was the one who replaced Dan Jurgens in the book, which the guy's name is Dan Valdo. Yes. And the arc in this book is done by Mark Campus, I believe it is. Yes. Mostly put, they're just a proactive team. It's kind of the way DC's take on Force works. Well, unlike Force works, at least the artwork is better. Yes, the artwork is not bad per se. Like, here's a group shot of the team you have for the opening issue. Not bad. You can tell basically with the colors. The colors are a bit too mushy, but I at least got hands to the artist. At least the artist is more competent. So, they go out and basically invent crimes. And a lot of the first early issues here is basically them having their basically complex of basic operations. Now, also in this book, Captain Atom is sort of in a way in a relationship with Maxima, which of course they break up. Yes. And they also find a warehouse full of vehicles, which, Takeover thinks all junk, until he finds the thing looks like the Bug. Except it was built by his father. Yes. Now, this you could say is a bit of a follow-up to the Blue Beetle book from the 80s. Because Cord Industries has not really been brought up in comics that much at this point in time. Ever since the Blue Beetle comic wrapped up, they very rarely brought up Cord Industries. So, they get into base operations, and then I think it's with issue number... What issue was it? Okay. Excuse me. So, Firestorm appears in issue 5 of the book, and it's the regular Robbie Rayburn one. Marnstein is not here. They also bring in the Russian Firestorm, except the look he's given is the look that the Firestorm had toward the end of his ongoing series. Not sure why. And also in the book, the whole thing with the Russian Firestorm, he wants to remerge with Robbie, become more of a bigger being. It's a 2-part story that basically concludes with Robbie joining this version of Justice League. He, of course, was offered to join Justice League back in the early 80s, which actually was the late 70s, I think it was, and he accepted. The only reason why he's part of the team, because Jerry Conway wrote the book. And I believe this was actually his first appearance since the end of his ongoing series. Yep, and right at the end of this 2-parter, a ship shows up, and its pilot is Monarch. What? Yes, Monarch. Now, those of you not familiar with Monarch, he was this mysterious villain who debuted in a story known as Armageddon 2001. He was this dictator, and he was a former superhero who took over the world. And there were hints this was going to be Captain Atom. Except this is kind of weird. This is the early 90s. Somehow the ending of issue 2 of Armageddon 2001, this was basically was a series of annuals released in 91. And somehow the Revelations entity was leaked. Now, to my knowledge, this is never explained. Who the heck leaked this? So DC panicked and switched it to Hawk of Hawk and Dove. You're like, what? Yes, seriously. Oh, before I continue with this, the Captain Atom stuff in here is quite interesting because he would go like back down to basically he apparently has the ability to get rid of the male form, go back to a normal human, and he only do when no one's around. And Maxim basically calls like, "Why are you doing that for? You can basically, yeah." And the fact that he mentioned about his young woman he loved, his wife, died after he was gone for 20 years, and the fact is basically his son hates him, which is indeed true. His son considers General Wade Eiling, aka the General, one of the Justice League's biggest suit villains, he considers him his real father because he raised him. And the villain has tried to explain to him what the heck happened, but he refuses to listen because Captain Atom's son is an idiot. Because he thinks, oh, my dad was not there to raise me, so I consider the man who married my mom to be my real father because he raised me. And the fact that he takes the name of Eiling instead of Atom. As for his sister, she's got an okay relationship with her father. That's how it's written anyways. And also they mention here that he was probably supposed to marry somebody. Now, in case you're curious, is this Plastique? Because at one point, he was married to Plastique, a Firestorm villain. Now, they got married off-screen, and they got divorced off-screen. As for who this was, I don't really know much of the story here. So, back to Monarch stuff. So he's like doing like his whole healing thing, and then it's revealed that he is Captain Atom. Except this is a bit of a younger version. The older version, they kind of explain they form a relationship with the previous Monarch, and basically can do Monarch anyways. He's only here for these 3 issues and he's gone. I'm not sure why the heck the writer brought this guy back for. It is by far one of the strangest things. Yeah. Actually, I think it's only those 2 issues. I remember he was here. But my gosh, Monarch. Yeah, this was kind of weird. And later on, he became the actual Monarch. It is so strange, this version of the character. Yeah, and he pops in here for these 2 issues, and he's never seen again this version. Nope. Okay, so actually it's Plastique. Yeah. Oh, and the other guy? It's Amazing Man. The last issue is the debut of the Wonder Twins. You know, the characters from the Superman TV show. Yep. This book brought him into continuity. Oh. I think that the original writer left. So. Okay, I think by issue 6, I think it was. Is when, like, the original writer left the book. Oh yeah, there's also something here with Booster, where he finds out that his financial, the guy who started his money, decides to form a company and basically bankrupt him. So he's like, he just picks the guy up and declares himself new CEO of this company that basically the guy formed with his own money. And he calls security and throws the guy out of the building. Yep. Oh, I think issue 7 was his last issue. Yes, issue 7 was his last issue. We have Charlie Barclay. Bracey, who did issue 8. And this is one of 2 comics the guy ever did for DC. The other was issued just like quarterly. Al Rio takes over the arc with this issue. And then they have Ivan Velez Jr., who does issue 9. They're like, who the heck is this guy? Well, he worked on the Milestone stuff. The universe that Static Shock came from. Yeah, that's what he's best known for. He's basically created a group known as the Blood Syndicate. He also worked on a book called My Name is Holocaust. Which, that's also on the Milestone imprint too. But he was also replacement for. He also worked on some Static Shock. But damn good stuff here with this. Nothing really bad per se with this one. It's like, oh, Betty, aka Plastique. Yep, it's Plastique. Yeah. Oh, and name of Captain of his children? Peggy is his daughter, and his son is Randall. Also, apparently he got married. Yeah, and the thing with Captain Adam's children, they only appeared in his son only appeared in the Captain comic. He never returned after the book wrapped up. Not really sure exactly why. Yeah, I will eventually one day review this book. Yeah, and by the way, Plastique was sort of a regular supporting character in this very book. Yes. Yeah, so basically she appeared like a little bit in Justice League America Volume 2, but she was like a semi-recurring character in the pages of Captain Atom. But she appears in Justice League issue 6, and she's here mostly into issue 16. But mostly because she was a Firestorm character. Yeah, it doesn't be a lot per se. But really interesting issues for Extreme Justice. I give Extreme Justice 0 through 9 a 9 out of 10. Next up we have is a mini-series for Hawkman. We have The Shadow War of Hawkman. Written by Tony Isabella. Artwork here by Richard Howell and Alfredo Palizia. This is a mini-series. This is the next thing to feature, well, Hawkman after his spotlight stuff he had. It's only 4 issues. It is mostly put Hawkman fighting his own people in this mini-series. Also deal with the Shadow Thief in here. Yes. Of course, DC, in the next book that features him, declared this book non-canon. I don't know why. Is it a bad miniseries? No. It is just quite strange. Yeah, and this came out in 1985, just prior to Crisis of Infinite Earth, so it does feature the European version of Hawkman and Hawkgirl. At one point, Hawkgirl dies at the end of issue number 2, but she comes back. We also have the final appearance of Perrin Cotter, who is Hawkman's father, who debuted in Brave Bold 43. This was his last appearance. Yeah, so yeah, we also have this guy named Phil Alder, who's like one of the villains of this book. There's also Byleth. Yeah, so it's definitely a mini-series that I would love to see in trade, but knowing DC Comics, they probably won't. Yeah. I actually think maybe issue 3 where Hawkgirl apparently dies, but then she comes back. And of course, by issue 3, he tries to get help from the Justice League of America, which in this book is comprised of Aquaman and Elongated Man, who tried to stop him. But I do find it interesting, though, the fact that they're even here. They didn't really do anything in this miniseries, so begs the question of why the heck they included Elongated Man and why Tony is supposed to include Elongated Man and Aquaman in this book. In the end, the invading Thanagarians in this Shadow War are defeated. Yep. And of course, the next story, the feature Hawkman will be the Hawkman Special. This picks up right after the miniseries. I will be discussing this book when I talk about the Hawkman ongoing of the 80s. A really interesting volume. This volume 2 for this one. I'll discuss later, but as this miniseries as a whole, really good. Love the art for this book. Basically, DC has had a very confusing history with Hawkman, where the problem with him is that because of all the retcons that he has suffered through over the years, he at one point was deemed off limits for all comic creators at DC Comics, because in JLA he was supposed to join the group, so instead Grant Morrison created the original character, an Angel, who at one point people thought was Hawkman. And I love the character. I kind of wish DC would do more trades with him. But it's like, what do we get for Hawkman? Let's see. We get 2 showcase books, some archive stuff with him. Well, I think the Hawk War mini-series, which is what next thing I'll discuss after the ongoing. There's that. There's the Jeff Johnson for Hawkman. Excuse me, which that's entirely tripping out the whole run. The Hawk Girl book, which the first one anyways. There is the Vanity Run that's in trade, but not a lot of the series is in trade. I kind of wish it was. Like, DC Comics. My message for you is this. Please collect more Hawkman. He is not a terrible character. He's an absolute great character. And anybody reads these stories, like especially his miniseries, can see that, yeah, Hawkman's awesome. That's why he's my personal favorite character in DC Comics. It's just a shame there's how much trades for him. Oh yeah, that's awesome. The Savage Hawkman series, and that book featured the new 50 version of this very character. Yes, the alien Hawkman. Yeah, this is one with Thanagar, not the Carter Hall version, which was the whole thing with reincarnation. Yeah, but soon we'll go to the Hawkworld stuff. But first, for Hawkman, it's a special that his second volume of his ongoing series, which I'm very looking forward to discussing that, because I read it before. It was a lot of fun reading it. So, next discuss basically Hawkman. Well, I'll finish with Extreme Justice, and when Extreme Justice finished, like, the only other ongoing series that they go for, just like I said, Justice League America, is just Jail Confidential, and there's also Quarterly. I might cover those books eventually, whenever I get to it, but I think that after I do Justice League America, I probably need a break from Justice League, because I'm telling a lot of Justice League books. Hawkman, well, I don't know what exactly he's going to be in place with. When Extreme Justice finished up, I will decide at some point when that's going to place when I finish that book, okay? So yes, that's particularly a particular view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, notification, and hit that like button. Shadow War Hawkman, I give the book a 10 out of 10. So, yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow, which I'm hoping to do that Democrat Slime mini-series, which, given the fact I have 2 anime left, I can probably do it tomorrow, no problem. I'm going to do that. 2 animes. That might be it for tomorrow, okay? Tuesday, see you tomorrow.